He's happy. He's happy. The music's back.
You added the music back in. Yes. Dave will be a happy man in what we could say is sunny Spain, but it's not sunny Spain.
No. Before we get to that, welcome back to the finish line. Proudly sponsored by Glistian Events. As well as everything else that's going on, we have a few offers that we're going to get to in a little while. But as you can see right now, Dave is not here. Dave is stranded in Spain because of a big, massive storm that hit. So he's not a happy bunny at all.
But there's worse places to be stranded, and I believe the other lads' flights got cancelled as well, so they're all stuck there for another night. Like, you know,
I'd be buzzing.
I think the rain has stopped now, so they can actually just have a bit of crack. So yeah.
What's the worst case scenario? Do you have to sit in a pub for another day?
Shame.
It's hard life, isn't it?
It's a shame.
Very hard life.
Right, on tonight's show, we are going to do Tom's questions where he, I want to say, forgot to do what he did forget to do. We're going to do them tonight. We're going to reluctantly touch on York because Sean wants a big grin on his face. Kinross account closer, Tom.
Kinross nailed that account, Sean, I heard. R.I.P. 365.
R.I.P. But before we get any further, there is 3 days left where you can get your hands on tickets for the 4 days of the Irish Open. We have 6 tickets to give away each day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All you have to do is head over to Twitter, like Glistian Events page, like the post, and comment who you will bring, or if you want to, you can enter on any of the social media platforms. Every one you like is an extra entry. And the winner will be revealed this coming Wednesday. And
are you guys going to that?
I'm debating about it.
Yeah, Leopardstown, the Champions Weekend is on the Saturday, so
you didn't ask. You could go Leopardstown Saturday. You could go see the Sunday of the golf then.
True.
But yeah, you have the three days left to get your hands on tickets for that. So head over to Twitter and you can do that. We have a Cheltenham Festival special from Glistian coming up later on. But Thomas Rain, I wish I had the big suspense music ready. Dun dun dun. Are you ready for your horse racing memories questions?
I am. I'm stuck on a few of these, but yeah, go on. We'll see what comes out of my mouth. It'll be interesting.
First one up. Your favorite horse?
So the first 3 of these can be bang, 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 really straightforward and simple, really, shouldn't they? It should just be Zoffany Bay.
Yes, move on.
Yeah, and Zoffany Bay with, I'm going to throw in 2 from childhood. One Man, used to love One Man, and Bespoke.
Surprised one of them wasn't sized in Europe now.
If you ask me best horse I'd ever been lucky enough to ride, definitely sized in Europe.
Why'd you give it up? Why?
People who are looking in and tuning into this, like, who don't know us, like, you know, for maybe they've tuned in for a year, they're like, hang on a second, some idiot called Henry let you ride size in Europe.
Include me, Tom.
I actually used to work for Henry back when I was 16, 17, for a period of time, but I actually worked in racing for 10 years. For 10 years, and my first working life was in racing. Before I went back to college and became an accountant. So, but yeah, why did I give it up, Andrew? Because
when did you start losing the bottle, Tom?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I was told to Patrick Williams about this the other day, that when you get I'm sorry, I'm looking at Jay. You give us a laugh, Tom. Fair enough. Yeah, you'd get some laugh if I rode out there now. I tell you. When you get on a horse and every horse you get on, you think it's going to run away with you. That's time to give it up. So that was the time came.
Favorite track?
It's got to be Tremor, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got to be Tremor.
What?
Jesus.
Well, look, it's a local track.
Whoa, let's go before Zoffany Bay won the Tremor Derby.
So
I'd say it was at the bottom of your list now.
No. Tremor, I love Tremor. Me and Tremor had a love-hate relationship for about 2 years. That's all over now. We're all best friends again. But no, one of my relatives actually used to be manager of the racecourse going back there, and like my family are from Tremor, huge connections. I remember coming on holiday. My parents would never go. We always used to go to Tremor on holiday for the first like 14 years of my life, and they'd never go Tremor Race Week because it was too busy. But they'd always like bring me up there to show me around, to tease me the week before. So yeah, I finally got to Tremor Race Week, and I love the place. So yeah, it's great.
Favorite race?
Cheltenham follows that. Cheltenham follows that, obviously.
Favorite race?
Favorite race apart from the Tremor Derby is the Supreme Novice Hurdle. I just think the hype, the buzz going into that race. You know, if you think about the amount of time you spend at a preview focusing on the Supreme Novices, because there's so many unknowns, but it's because it's the first race as well. All the talk goes into that. And the buzz around it, the cheer before it. You normally get either a superstar or a good finish. Yeah, I love the Supreme, just the buzz for that. And then it's almost like, bang, Supreme's over. You've been torn out for ages, and you're straight into the Arkle. You're like, oh, what's in the Arkle? I always find out that anyway.
Well, isn't it with the Supreme? Isn't it the most nerve-wracking you are before a race for the whole season? And once it's over, you can actually relax and concentrate on the racing.
Yeah, you feel like you're into it then, I feel. You know, you get the Supreme out of the way if you're kind of like Willie Mullins has won it or Con Hill has bolted up and you're like, right, okay, we're away now. So
it's like a football match. Nervous before you go out. First touch your ball. I'm okay now.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, Supreme's good.
What did you put up, Sean, in it?
For the best race?
No, for bloody... What do you think? What were we just talking about?
Yeah, I think it was the Champion Chase. Was it the Champion Chase at the Gold Cup? I think it was the Champion Chase. The Champion Chase, I think I put up.
Oh. Wrong choice. Least favourite race?
A lot of flat races in August because there's like a build up to Royal Ascot's class. And then like, Jesus, August. Like York was actually all right this week. August is shite for some flat racing. But, I'd say as well the Martin Pipe because it means Cheltenham's over for another year. I feel there's always that lull after the Martin Pipe of, that's it, it's done now.
That is I never thought of it like that. That is now one of my least favourite races. Thanks for that, Tom.
And it's the Get Out Stakes, and it's a 20-odd run handicap. So it's
never good.
Which one is Willie Munn's plot job?
Yeah. The Get Out Stakes being that is not fantastic.
Jumps a flat?
Jumped. Yeah.
Corto or Denman?
Corto. Could do it over 2 miles, 3 mile, 2.5. Love Denman. Absolute beast of a horse. They're two completely different horses. I love both of them, but just Corto for the fact that he could do that over 2 miles and over 3 mile too. There's not many horses can do that.
Sean Putty has a problem with his plane. Says broke like a Rolex. Afternoon, Putty.
How many beers is that? 5. Putty's definitely had more than 5 beers in Spain today. I tell you.
5 on the airport to get himself ready for another night. Good man, Putty. Pub or on course, Tom?
This was tricky. I like on course. However, it comes with the caveat of I love our pub days. I love our seat in Alfie's because you can't lose money there. I don't know what. I always say this doesn't make any sense. It does. Like you go drinking with the lads. You have
DJ punting, Tom.
And you're DJ punting. For anyone who doesn't know that, it's degenerate punting, but we call it DJ punting. And you're DJ punting. You're better than every race. You're having a few pints with the lads. You've got a set amount of money that you can lose, and you win. It doesn't add up. Some of my biggest wins have been sat in Alfie's in those chairs. It doesn't make any sense.
Like, it's come to a stage now, if we go to Alfie's, if anyone is sitting in our seats, we will literally pay them to move.
Or if we walk in there and people won't move from those seats one time, then let's just go home, I think, because We're never.
Dave was going home. We weren't getting the TV off the remote, and Dave said we're going, and we got the TV off the remote.
We were halfway down to the other seats, and he said, "No, come back." He knew we were staying for the day.
Anfi's is fantastic, but I do like being on course. Like I like, and a thing with being like watching the Pimlico horses run. Like I like going out and watching them in the stands. Some people watch on TV because you can obviously see more like at the racecourse, but I like going out and watching it live and getting to cheer them on and stuff. So, but like for the likes of Cheltenham, I find some days at Cheltenham can be too busy. I think they're doing a little bit about that, but like I've done Gold Cup Day twice now, and unless I had a runner there, I don't think I'd go again. It's just too busy to move around. You just can't. It's not an enjoyable experience.
They've capped it now, haven't they? 68?
Yeah, I think they were on about doing something like that. So
68, 58, something like that. They've capped it at each day.
Yeah. Which
anyway,
is make it a more enjoyable experience, I think.
It will, because there's nothing worse than going to a race course where you just literally can't move. You're queuing up for a toilet for an hour. You're queuing up for a pint for 2 hours. You can't see anything. You're trying to look between a pole.
Yeah, if I go to a race course, like if it's that busy and I need to queue for the loo or queue for a pint, I'm going to miss a race. I'm not gonna enjoy that experience. No. So that's what you need to look at, I think.
Hurdles or chases?
Chases. I think there's just something about a horse in full flight over a fence, isn't there? That's quite special. Yeah.
Favorite racing moment? If it's not what I think it's going to be, you're getting kicked out.
Yeah, it's got to be Zoff and Tremor in the Tremor Derby. Yeah, just that horse. Yeah, again, like very, very, very cheaply bought, thinking we'd win a claimer and sell him on. He turns inside out. He wins a listed handicap hurdle in a toy. We bring him back here. We nurse him back to health. And then he goes out and wins the first run of the Tremor Derby. Like, you just couldn't write it. You literally could not write it. So, yeah, Zoff. And my other one that really sticks out is Best Mate's third Gold Cup. It was my first Cheltenham Festival with my dad. And we watched it in the stands and then ran around the back, and I stood in the plant pot watching them come back in. So yeah, that sticks out as a childhood memory. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to, as I said in the video when we did the course walk in Tremor, I think we're gonna have to get into like Cheltenham Festival winners to top Zoff winning there. So.
Yeah, and you probably still need to stand on a pot to see him come in.
Yeah.
Most overrated horse, Tom.
Oh, look, it's a shame Dave isn't here for this. I was stuck on these two now.
God, it's only vague, isn't it?
I was stuck on these two questions, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Don't even think about it, Tom. Don't even think about it.
The owners, and I hear you're really, really nice people, and I will meet you someday, I'm sure, and I look forward to meeting you. So this is half tongue in cheek. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, Vega, like, yeah. Vulnerable.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
Vulnerable to a superstar, but a grade 1 horse. But yeah, it is very tongue in cheek because I couldn't think of another horse, and it's a shame Dave's not here because he go crap. But yeah,
there is some poor waitress getting a smack of a pint.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Flying across a bar in Spain right now.
Putty, just calm him down, please.
Putty just be laughing. Putty be winding him up even more now. Yeah.
Oh, imagine Kubo now. Oh, Kubo is now poking him like a bear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Before Dave murders someone, most underrated horse.
I think these are fairly recent, and I'm going with recent ones because I was really struggling here because I don't really view horses like this harshly. But I honestly think in Barrett Pass, he went under the radar because of Facile Vega and some of those other novices in Willies. And I think he's an aeroplane. From the first day I saw him, I thought he was an aeroplane. And yeah, I think he is. I think he's the next superstar in Willies over fences. I think he's an absolute machine.
Your guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Yeah, we had to quantify what this was.
I'm giving you free reign here. If you want to share the people what gets on in your house, by all means.
Yeah, guilty. Some of the guilty pleasures. Well, let me think. 90 Day Fiance as a TV show is that's underrated. That is like it's like Jeremy Kyle on steroids. If you ever need to feel better about your life, go and stick that on. The whole series is on Discovery Plus, I think, from like 1 to like 50. But yeah, if you want to pick me up moment, go and watch 90 Day Fiance. But guilty pleasure is actually, and this ties in with Glistian as well. It's a bit of South African racing. I love South Africa as a country, and I got a lot of friends from there. I've been twice, going back again next year, and yeah, I like a bit of South African racing. I find you can read it quite well. There are different breed of horses, will we just say, and maybe some of them try harder than the others. And if you can find the ones who run well in maidens and finish in the places, but you might not think they try that hard, you can lay them normally on Betfair.
I think that was your first bet now, wasn't it? From LA and Scottsville or something like that.
The first bet of that day, Sean, I wasn't even in the pub yet, and yeah, that was the first bet, was laying a 1.7 shot or something in South Africa. Like, I think there's a bit of value to be had there.
It's very true. I was walking into Lifestyle and I got this thing popped up.
I was in stitches.
Betfair, Scottsville. What the heck? It's going to be a great day, lads. Oh, here we go. Speaking of South Africa and tips, Joe gave us a tip and it won on Thursday. And you can get all his tips as well on Glistian's Telegram. Information is down below in the description. Moving on. Greatest trainer of all time, Tom.
Oh, this is hard.
How is this hard?
It's hard.
This is hard.
If you say a name, Tom, there's going to be more to hear now.
It's W.P. Mullins.
There's three of them. There's three of them from my lifetime, without going back to like Vincent O'Brien was before me and all that kind of stuff. But
you mean you weren't around for Vincent O'Brien?
For me, I'd be going Martin Pipe. He changed the game, like completely changed. We train horses now still based on what Martin Pipe changed it to, which is interval training. Like Willie Mullins trains with interval training, and I'm not. If there was anyone who would have picked it up, it would have been Willie Mullins. But I think Martin Pipe, on my sheet, I've got Martin Pipe / Willie Mullins. Statistically, what Willie does is mental. And then on the flat, obviously, Aidan O'Brien is just a freak as well, isn't he? So they're just intelligent guys. And I think, without putting too much pressure on him, I think you have a conversation with Patrick Mullins. I think that Mullins dynasty is going to be rolling for another while yet. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's some good breeding going on there.
Yeah, very intelligent, very clued in, and I think Willie Mullins, Martin Pipe though, for me, like I grew up in that era, and this filters into the next question as well. But they just won everything; they just mopped up. It was incredible. So.
Straight on to then. Who is the greatest jockey of all time, Tom?
AP. Just a different breed. I was only watching a race the other day, and there was a jockey in a finish, and I presume he got to as many uses of the stick as he could. But he was half a length down, and I don't even know who it was. I didn't even look who it was, but I just happened to be watching it, and I was like, God, you'd never see AP do that. He got to his wax of the stick. He just half gave up. Like AP, if he was half a length down coming into the final furlong, if he had a stick in his hand or he didn't, like he'd throw the kitchen sink at them. He was just incredible. To come back from as many fours as he did and all of that kind of stuff as well. Just that drive to win and to win on the horses that you shouldn't win on. I mean, that's the mark of a good jockey. And yeah, AP for me, the record books say it. He was just insane.
I think that generation itself is something we might never see again. Like the Rubies, AP, Davy, Barry Gershie, Dickie Johnson, Paul Carberry. Who else did you have? There's a lot more, but that generation was something different. Yeah,
the Dunmuddies and stuff. Like they were different, weren't they? I don't know. Yeah,
like there is that coming through now. Like obviously Paul Townend, he's up there. He'll be talked about in that vein in a few years. I think the likes of Sean Bowen, Harry Cobson, they're still very young. I think they have a good career ahead of them.
Yeah, they're different guys though. And look, generations change, don't they? Like it's a completely different world we live in now to when McCoy and Carberry and them were going around as youngsters. Up to God knows what. So it's a completely different generation. It's hard to compare generations, but for me, I
think the new up and comers. I say new up and comers. I think Sean Bowen. I think he's massively underrated. And I think he's kind of not on the style of AP, but he's a fella that will ride a 0 to 80 horse the same he'll ride a grade 1 horse.
Yeah, isn't it mad that he couldn't get a ride like a couple of years ago?
It's madness.
He's went down to Nichols's to try and get going again, and it's mental. You look at some of them, like look at Harry Skelton. Harry Skelton's career before Dan started training, and you can't knock him. Like, fine, I think it's the same as anyone. Sometimes he goes a bit too fast on horses in front in general, but you don't ride that many winners without being a good jockey at the same time. So it's mad how it can turn around for some people.
Yeah, I think Sean Bowen is just waiting in the wings now for the Henderson job. I'd give him the Henderson job in the morning over Nico Stonehands. Guinness or wine?
I gotta say wine, haven't I? A good vintage Bordeaux. That gets me going a lot more than the pint of Guinness does. But don't get me wrong, I love a pint of Guinness the same as the next one.
Pint of Guinness and Alfie's top dollar. What is your unpopular opinion about horse racing?
Hang on, that's not on the list.
Oh, I know. These are tricky ones.
I haven't got an answer for the last one either. What's my unpopular opinion about horse racing? I'll say this, and it comes up with us quite a lot. I don't think that fans of horse racing, separate their love of horse racing and betting enough. I don't do it. I don't do it all the time either. Like Cheltenham Festival, I love a bet in every race, but I think you've got to separate your love of horse racing and that's fantastic. Like I love this horse and I want this horse to win, and the betting side of it. Which if you want it, like fine. If you've got a set amount of money, like Cheltenham, I'll have a set amount of money. I'll have a bet in every race and I'll enjoy it. And if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. If I win, I'll try and keep hold of it. Like you normally win on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday is impossible. So I'm not saying I don't do that, but I would just say people would say, I think that horse will win. I'm going to back that horse. Should that horse be a 10-to-1 shot? Do you think it'll win because of some factors and whatever? And it's a 10-to-1 shot, but it's 5-to-1. But you think it's going to win, so you're going to back it anyway. I think that's hard to separate sometimes. I know it's difficult to separate. But yeah,
he's sneakily talking about value right now.
Yeah, well, it is.
Fuck.
For me, if you want to make money, and like Lad said it, like this is like the likes of Johnny Deneen and them. Like this is why they're popular with punters, like because they talk like punters. And Johnny will talk about chasing his money on some fav somewhere to get back or whatever. But I think that can almost, you're treading a fine line there of, if you do that too many times and you lose too many times, your love of horse racing is going to be dented as well. And I think the two of them can cross over. And I think the two of them, you need to separate the two of them slightly. As I said, that's my unpopular opinion because it's going to be unpopular. People are going to say that's boring. Sure, just if you think it's going to win, back it. If you don't think it's going to win, don't back it. But I just think you can end up, if you go down the wrong road with gambling and you lose too much on gambling, I think it can dent your love of racing. Exactly. And it's a fine line, but again, that's really boring. So,
and let us know in the comments if you agree with Tom or not. I think
no will be the answer to that.
What is he on about? Who let him on? Next one. I've about 4 or 5 more that I didn't tell you about just to throw them at you. What is the one horse racing moment that haunts you to this day?
Oh God, it bred in the fucking Fred Winter. That was horrific. Oh, like he's the winner everywhere. Everywhere he's the winner apart from the line. Oh,
do you know what you can?
horrible.
You know what you can do now? The Thursday at Cheltenham this year, you can do your state man dance, go back for the stairs, do your state man back dance, and go collect your wins and get all your money back that you lost on him.
Oh, that was nasty.
You're not over it, Tom. I can see it in your eyes when someone looks down like that and goes, "Yeah."
Especially because he knew he was well handicapped on his form. The vibes were really good.
Look at him now.
And look at him now. That's the thing. The killing thing is look at him now. Like,
how did he get beat off that mark?
like he's gonna be a 160 chaser.
When you see what he done, when you saw what he done at the Dublin Racing Festival of whatever it was compared to the mark he had,
50s or something, I think it was it?
Jeez, Tom, you could have rode him, and he would have won.
Yeah, I don't know about that. No. But no, we got our money anyway at the Dublin Racing Festival, so we got our money back.
Oh, that was good times.
If you could own one horse in training right now, who would it be?
The obvious answer is Con Hill, isn't it?
Thank you, Tom.
You go and win the next free champion hurdle, doesn't turn up, but a novice.
Absolute pack of bottlers. Go chase him for the love of God.
A novice is a novice would be in Parapass. I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, that's good. Who is the most overrated horse in history?
I'm useless at these.
Starts with Lord and ends with Windermere.
Does anybody rate him?
There we go. There's Tom's answer.
As a Gold Cup winner, I don't know how that happened. That was very weird. I think there was a stat Jim Cullity had more Cheltenham Festival winners than he had winners in Ireland as a trainer for a year or two there.
Yeah, I think he had 2 winners in England and he had none in Ireland.
Yeah, right. Don't ask me how that works.
Good trainer.
The most overrated horse.
That's how it happened.
In history. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
All right, should we move on? So,
someone just said there Paddington, but I didn't want to rub it in too much.
What was that?
Paddington.
We get on to Paddington in a while. Right. If you could have 2 horses from any generation, who would it be? Not in training now. 2 horses from any generation.
2 horses from any generation. Not in training now. So the smart answer is Galileo, because then you go on to earn millions and millions and millions.
It's about breeding and everything else. Just answer the question.
Money's got to go into it somewhere, you know. I'd love to go back and own one of those horses that, like, you know, everybody got behind, like an Arkle. You know, like people talk about Arkle and what he did. A desert orchid.
Tiger Roll is a great show. I never thought of Tiger Roll.
Tiger Roll, like he would have been some crack to own. But yeah, I think you'd love to own one of those horses that the whole sport gets behind and wants to win. Sprinter Sacra, there's another one. Like, yeah, could you imagine that?
Isn't it kind of the horses that they're superstars? Then something happens to them, they come back and they're not great, and all of a sudden, boom, they're back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, one of those big, some of those big horses, or somebody just said Hurricane Fly. That's another good one. That would be class. Vega being another one. You get an all right horse out there then.
Whoa!
Oh, Wednesday's going to be fun.
Whoa!
Bryn Clarney, she's an all right horse.
She's a little bit better than all right, Tom.
Holy,
right. He's a tricky ride, I reckon, Sean. But anyway, yeah.
While we're speaking of overrated, underrated, next week we'll have a new, not show, but segment coming up, which we will be going back over last season's horses, novices, chasers, open, as well. and we will be giving our opinion on a set amount of horses if we think they're going to be a flop this year or they're going to be champions this year. So if you have any horses that you want to include in the list, I got really tongue-tied there. Any horses you want to include in the list, comment below and we'll add them in the list. Speaking of flops, Tom, before we get to that video, it's not what you think it is. Who do you think will be the 23-24 flop of the season?
Don't say it. Don't even think about it.
Oh, put the phone on mute.
Don't even think about it.
The problem is you've put him up here. You've put him up there, and there's only one way he can go, and it's that way. He can't get any higher. The height cannot get any more. There's only one way he can go.
I can't wait for this jump season to come back.
I'm so happy this flight was cancelled.
I can't wait, Tom. I cannot wait for this jump season to start.
No, he's calling you every name under the sun right now, sitting down in Spain.
He's not. He's sat there and he's going, it's just an idiot. He hasn't got a clue what he's on about. I'm not even annoyed. Look at me. I'm not even annoyed. He's just an idiot. Yeah. That's what he's doing right now.
That's probably true.
Biggest flop of the season. Yeah, it's going to have to be one of those novices, isn't it? And yeah, look, you've got Vega on a fairly high pedestal now, lads, and I'm not convinced he's going to live up to it. I think he's a good horse, but I just think he's
just won a couple of grade ones, Tom.
He's won a few grade ones, yeah, and that's why he's a very good horse. I just think he's vulnerable to something.
Just step him up and trip, send him in front of a fence, and you'll just see another superstar.
Never that easy.
That's all I have to do. It is that easy with him. He's never looked a hurdler. His build never. The day he walked past me in the parade ring at Punchestown when he after winning his bumper, the fucker's massive. I was like, this chap is going to have a problem organising himself to get over a hurdle.
I'm about 6'3", I'd say nicely, and this lad is about the same height. His back is about the same height as me.
A few inches, son.
Yeah.
You are about 7 foot tall. You have your own atmosphere. It's like you have your own clouds, like just hovering around you. That's all. Walked into Dave's and I went, "Oh, Joe, wow, you're big."
I've never felt as small in my life standing beside that boy. I tell you that. He made me feel very small.
He is massive.
I've actually got one for you. I know we're having a laugh about Vega, but I'm worried that you've got him too high in a pedestal. There's only one way you can go. Here's a serious one for you, and I'll be taking him on. Is a dream to share over hurdles.
Oh yeah, all day.
If you look at his pedigree, his pedigree is
6 furlong sprinter.
Yeah, well, at first they stay on the flat.
Hold up now. You just said 6 furlong. Sorry, Tom. A 6 furlong sprinter who's after winning every Grade 1 bumper under the sun this season. Over 2 miles, going away.
But now he has to jump the small things called obstacles, and I'd be hesitant to see how he does that.
I don't get it. Like he's had to beating everything, and now all of a sudden he has to jump. A jump horse that isn't trained to be a jumper is all of a sudden going to end up not being able to jump.
He's not bred to be a jumps horse. This is the problem.
I wasn't bred to be a footballer, and I was.
And you're not a footballer
anymore. I was too small. See, the breathing got in the way.
I hate to break it there, Andrew, but you're not a footballer.
The height got in the way. If I had Sean's height now, Sean, like...
I wasn't bred to be a jockey. I rode out for a few years. I am definitely not a jockey. Here's his problem, right? His pedigree is like middle distance and a couple of stayers on the flat. You being the best, being his half brother of Joseph O'Brien's, who stays quite well and is a decent level of horse. So I'm not too surprised that he's gone and won his bumpers. If you look at, he's by Muhara, right? Who has had jumpers 2021 onwards. So you take him out because he's in there because of the whole bumper stuff. The highest RPR any of them have recorded is 114. And that's a horse called Ironheart, who isn't any good. I would be staggered if he continues on like that. I just think he was a good bumper horse, very good bumper horse. But I'll be taking him on all day long over hurdles now.
Okay, right. I'll throw this back at you then. Hurricane Fly, flatbread. Marine Nationale flatbed. They've done all right.
Who's Marine Nationale? Like?
Oh, look at the cow speed him.
Yeah, look, they can do all right, but I'll be taking them
good.
on.
He's just like he's 3-1 or so. I know all the markets are joking anyways, but like
between 7-2 and 5s, I think he is.
Yeah, like you'd be taking that on in a month of Sundays. At the moment.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's
a whole great light, and you're taking him out for some. It's for me that was seen off in the distance behind him. It's not a whole good light for your lad.
True, but I think even the Willie
light as well for Marine Nationale. So look, there can be freaks, but
yeah, of course,
take him on.
Oh yeah, questions back to this last one, Tom. An outsider, an anti-post outsider for the 24 festival.
I'm going to come back to you at the end of the show for that because
the champion bumper plays, Tom.
Oh, imagine that again. I can't go through it again. There's one every year, Sean, isn't there? And we've come close. We're going to land at something.
It wasn't close at all.
No, we've come close with a Plutard 25s into 13 days. Yeah. Gaelic Warrior like 6s or whatever into God knows what price he was and chinned on the bloody line.
I've done well. Album Photo 25s and the 12s won the Gold Cup. Alho 10s and the odds on won the Ryanair. Value pays bills. Come on, the value. Speaking of the Cheltenham Festival, Glistian have their Cheltenham Festival packages ready. So if 2024 Cheltenham Festival packages, their 2024 Dublin Racing Festival packages, and for everyone, if you use the code the finishing line 5, you will get 5% off each package. So all you have to do is email vip@glistianevents.com and they will give you all the information you need. They will tailor to your needs. Flights, if you want flights, hotels, nights out, tickets for whatever enclosure, they will sort you all out. So all you have to do again is email vip@glistianevents.com and use the code the finishing line 5 to get 5% off your Cheltenham Festival and Dublin Racing Festival packages.
Andrew, do we have to look after them by any chance? Because that's going to be some crack if we have to look after whoever comes over for that.
Hey, I'm waiting for the email, right? So who is it? It's yourself, Dave, Tom, and Sean. You're coming, yeah? I don't know. Oh no, it's all on the house. Yeah, we're there. Where do we sign? Oh, brilliant.
Lads.
Now we have a small matter of talking about York. Fucking hate it. We have to talk about it.
Sean, I'm thinking about doing this.
What are you thinking about doing?
For my 20-1 plus anti-post.
Doesn't have to be 21 plus, Tom.
You've said that. It says on the thing outside.
Yeah, it does. It has to be 21 plus. Yeah.
Did I say 21 plus?
Yeah.
Fuck it, Sean. No, I've just looked up his form again, and I am doing it. I don't give a shit. It's for me.
Come on, Tom.
Oh, fuck off.
It's for me. We are back on the train. Sean, we started. We've done it.
No, I said my guilty pleasure was back in handicap nags. I've also backed it's for me just in case he goes and does it. But listen,
really, Jesus Christ Almighty!
It's just to have in the account, just in case he does.
In case what it learns how to race and doesn't pull like a tank, and then
yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
It just, as you said, it just has the little not small, but obstacles in front of him that he's trying to navigate over now, as well as not run as fast as he can for the first 2 furlongs.
They will help him to settle because he's got to go and think about jumping something now. So if you look at his form, he's gone and bolted up at Navan, right? Look, he beat Trees that day, but he couldn't have done it any more impressive. He's been keen. He's been keen in the champion bumper. I think the ground probably went against him that day.
And maybe the ride.
Of course
sloppy. And that's before we get to the ride. It wasn't fantastic. Do you know how far he was beaten in the champion bumper, Andrew?
4 lengths or something like that, was it?
He finished 5th of 21, beating 5 3/4 lengths. RP of 130. That was not bad. And then before you even try and bring Punches down into it, he bolted with Jodie Town. Like, just forget about it. He bolted with her.
No, why was he beating a Punch down?
It's game over when that happens.
Doesn't matter when he gets beat by half the track. No, it doesn't matter. Forget about it. Doesn't matter.
You can easily forget about that when they bolt. Like, as Ruby says, the only way to definitely get beaten in a race is to go too fast. He bolted with her. Shit happens. He got beaten 19 lengths. I am not giving up on that horse. I still
September,
think he's an
October,
aeroplane.
November, December, January, February, March. 7 fucking months of this shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm so happy the Chums is back.
Oh, Dave is now. I think Dave's angry. Dave's gone from going.
He's fuming. He's fuming.
Now he's fuming.
Like, how can you like?
Absolutely fuming.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I'll keep it for next week because he's going to be one of them fucking. Oh, look at that. There's a flop.
Of course he is. Number one.
Number one on the list. It's not for me. Also, not written by Patrick Muns because it was not for him. Jesus Christ.
It was written by Paul Townend, though. So,
as you said, not every jockey can get things right. And he was second choice. Or would have been third.
I'm happy with that. 25-1 for the Supreme.
Supreme.
He'll go for the Supreme. I think he's got a lot of speed. So yeah, I think he go for the.
You're
Supreme.
giving out about emotional investment, putting a horse up here about Vega. You literally have this or me up there right now.
Sentimentally, yes, but
it's literally because you found him running around a field beating trees, running past trees.
Oh, graded animals in there, not trees now.
Graded animals.
I think that won a grade 2 in Cheltenham has been cited since in a race. And then this handicap plot job that you're telling us for the last 6 months that has yet to win a race.
No, because he hasn't run in the handicap. He's still
running these handicapped. He's handicapped, that's why.
Who's that? Keith Legend.
Sutton Hill. Guaranteed winner when he's dropped into a handicap.
Yeah. They're taking their goddamn time, aren't they?
They sure are, and I can go.
He's rated so low. There's no handicap for him.
They're trying to build up the bank account to get every single penny they can out of this.
You keep telling yourself that. Well, you're Jesus Christ.
I think they're trying to win a maiden hurdle with him at the minute.
They're running like 6 times. We have to run 3 times to get a handicap mark, Sean.
He's by Arcadio. There's a reason he hasn't won yet. Don't worry about it.
Because he's fucking useless. This is it. Show's just going to go downhill from now, so we have to talk about flat yaks.
Oh, there was some decent ones in fairness.
Yeah, the third in that bumper won the other day, showing won in May. His last start. It's not bad form. Not bad form.
Look.
Fuck's me, Pink.
It's a dream, Tom. I dream with you.
Dream. I'm back on the dream anyway. I'm back
He's
on
there
the
somewhere with me. Anyway. There he is. The superstar himself is there.
It's not a dream.
Straight
it's a
down,
nightmare.
Straight down to the stable door to get me a picture.
Which one is it?
The legend. It's for me. I was told. Why are you going anywhere near that barn? But look,
there's a reason they said that. Like,
sure there was, and I went down there full of heart. I gave that horse the most love he's ever gotten in his life. Who was the other heart, and I had a little chat with him. The other 3 is the King Faso Vega. Stateman, he's very underrated in my opinion. El Fabiolo, a champion chase winner. And it's for me, your Supreme winner. 4 Cheltenham winners in one. Oh no, 3. Stateman won't be Constitution Hill unless he goes chasing.
Where are you getting your 4 out of? Where are you getting your what? Sorry, what?
He's here.
3.
He's here.
Oh yes.
It's Dino for fuck's sake. Oh yes.
Dino has entered the building.
This is
mentioned too much on the podcast.
Dave enjoys cancel culture, and he enjoys it about horses. If he doesn't like them and he thinks they're no good, or if they haven't won, gets mentioned way too much. Clowns. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Hey, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If I send you the link, will you come on for 5 minutes?
Come on, Dave. 10 points, Dave. Come on.
Oh, jeez, we could be closed down.
Yeah,
cool, but
let's see what he comes back with anyway. But yeah, I gotta go. It's for me anyway for my outside.
Yeah, I think there's probably 3 Cheltenham Festival winners there. So,
nah, he's not coming on. He's too drunk. Shame. No. Cool. Cool, but what happened to my hair? What happened to your hair? Fucking like a Scottish lesbian with dyed hair.
Yeah, Kubo, let's not throw stones in glass houses now.
Right. Oh, let's do this. Get on to York. Fly through it. This is Dave's thing. I don't do flat racing. Wednesday 2:25 was the Acomb Stakes Indian Run won at 17-2. Ballymount by 11-4. Joint favourite was second, and Lewis Cannon was third. Sean, you watched it. I didn't. I couldn't care less about this right now. So you tell me what happened. Vanilla Head.
Yeah.
I'm only seeing it now. Oh, Vanilla Ice.
I think the chat. I backed Edwardian and in this, but before the race even started, you knew you had no hope. He was a massive drifter. He went from like 3-1 out to 12-1 or something like that. Indian Run won it. He won it well. Ballymount Boy, I don't think he went on the ground. It was possibly too quick for him. He looked as if he had a knee action, and it happened a bit too quick for him. I can't see any of these competing against Aiden's top 2-year-olds, so they're not probably going to have much effect going forward in the likes of a Dewhurst.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Tom?
I didn't watch that race, but I'm going to skip back one race, which is the handicap.
Tom.
Group handicap. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? The second horse.
Well, not even
Cliff
that. Unfortunately, we didn't have this in the podcast, but between us, we did have a 1, 2, 3 in this race. Possibly retirement funds if we had done a TriCast. But
what did the TriFast pay? TriCast paid, well, the trifecta paid €1,689. So,
why didn't we do that, Tom?
My pick anyway was Alligator Ali, who is probably, he's actually gone down a pound, has it? I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, look, he's down near an operating mark where he can win. He's going to go win soon. So, yeah, it's obvious now. As I say, we didn't have it in the show, but I had a look at it before the race, and he was my pick, and I think he's a next time out winner.
Well, that's 3 for 3 in handicaps for equilateral. 2 made and 1 here. Not a bad old horse to have.
Yeah.
GM Jungle was very unlucky, drawn on the wrong side. Had to come over half the track to make a challenge and get himself interested. He's a horse on the up now. He could be going to Guru Company next. As if I care. As if I care.
Just go back to talking about Cheltenham.
What?
Can we just go back to talking about Cheltenham?
Yeah, I've no interest. Like, I just, oh no. We'll talk about the 2 mile bumper. That's not even 2 mile bumper. 1 mile 6, just back Willies in the bumper. Great Faultinger, Sean. Continuous 4-1. Put in. This was mad at a mad gallop. Was it this one?
Yeah.
This one Frankie went mad.
This
is
probably
one where
wasn't.
Frankie went mad, yeah.
Frankie lost
this
the
this probably wasn't Frankie's run at the moment.
Oh, continuous what? A good 12, 15 lengths out the back. Castleway was in front from a good bit. Frankie I think fractions that sprinters would set. A bit of a mad moment from Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie was adamant to get into the front here, and something took him on early, and he just was taking no for an answer, and he just kept going quicker and quicker until he got to the front. And then I think this shows how good Ryan Moore is. He was at least probably 10 lengths back, as you said. Didn't panic one piece, slowly edged away and got there. I reckon this horse might be improved a lot. I'd say he's definitely probably going to be Ballydo's number 1 going to the Ledger. The Gregory, I think he will run a better race the next time. I don't think that obviously wasn't a true run. He went too quick. I think the gap will be a hell of a lot closer if he's able to sit. But it's just that, does he have to go to the front and lead? If he gets caught, he's very headstrong. He was the same at Ascot. If he gets carried away at Doncaster and has to go off of that gallop again and something takes him on, he won't be winning. But I think we do have a very lively Ledger candidate in continuous.
I think Frankie just went to the front to try use his stamina, and it just went bad. His clock, like your clocks, most of the time is broken.
Oh no, my clock is bang on the money.
The Rolex went wrong for Frankie.
The Rolex is wrong for Frankie. Yeah, but Tom, look, I'd have him as a massive chance in the St. Leger.
Yeah, and bookmakers, anti-post betting is going to be really, really tough this year. Really, really hard. But for once, the bookmakers actually overreacted. They normally don't move horses that much, but they went 6-1 Gregory. I was lucky enough to be sharp enough to get some. He's now into 7-2. He's as short as 11-4, 3-1. I think you'll see a different horse in the Ledger. I think he was stepping back in trip, and Frankie wanted to go out and make it a test. He just, as you say, he got taken on a little bit, but he just went too fast. He just got it completely wrong. And then Frankie being Frankie, he comes out half an hour later and gets it absolutely spot on. So we'll forgive him one bad run, but I think Gregory would be. I think he'll reverse that form, and I think he'll win the St. Ledger.
I tend to agree. Right, we move on to the Judgment, and Tom just talked about it there. Frankie gave Musadahev an unbelievable right from the front. I thought got fractions spot on. He changed his battery in his Rolex, and it seemed to do the job. Made all. Just a good front running ride. Took Paddington out of his comfort zone. Nashua picked up the pieces. Good performance all in all, Tom.
Yeah, the closer we got to this race, I know our WhatsApp group was fairly lively before Dave's use of clowns, I think, was coming out a little bit. But the closer I got to it, the more I looked at Paddington's form, the keener I was to take him on. I think this was definitely the hardest race he's ran in. Look, there's some factors that come into this for Paddington, aren't there? There's the fact that it's his, 7th run or something? Probably one run too many. The ground was probably fairly lively for him. And then I think it was the hardest race he's faced. And he got beat by Mostadaf and he got beat by Nashua. I wouldn't put a line through Paddington at all. But what I would say is he is definitely the best of a bad bunch. I think those 3-year-olds are shite. When they go and take on these older horses, I think they've got no chance. You can probably see there's a moth in front of me. Jesus Christ. Anyway, look, Mostadaf was good. Frankie got the fractions spot on, and Paddington just couldn't get to him and go past him. So,
John, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm of the strong opinion that was one too many for Paddington. I was worried going to Goodwood, but I think you could really see the effects there. He wasn't travelling at all. I don't think he can play on the ground because Ascot was lightning quick that week. I think it was just definitely race too many. Aidan was sharp to say after the race, he probably should have left him and waited until the Irish Champion Stakes. Mustadaf went and put him to the test, and Frankie gave him a great ride and he put them all away. Length in front of Nashua, they said next target Irish Champion Stakes, I'd be dead keen to take him on there. I think the blow-away victory at Ascot, the horses in behind haven't done much, and I think Paddington disappointing here has made him look a little bit better than what he is. If they were to take each other on again and Paddington was fresh, I'd definitely be on the side of him.
Would you really?
I think
what I noticed as well with Paddington, like I know he has a high enough head carriage, but he wanted to hang behind Frankie a lot on the home straight. When he was asked for his effort, you could see him lugging towards him and wanted to go in behind. It's not something you really want to see. Whether it was something was at him, whether he was just tired for all the runs he's had to have or whatever. It's not something. It wasn't evident in his previous runs, but the high head carriage was evident. But that's the first time he tried to hang in behind something.
Yeah, I think the only time you sort of maybe saw it was at Sandown when he went down a little bit, but he sort of ran into the dips of York when he wanted to go down onto the rail. I didn't like him myself, but I think it might have been
a bit of a yak.
Oh, he's definitely not a yak, Tom.
Yeah, a bit of a yak.
I can't wait.
Tendencies, hanging in behind, high head carriage.
Yeah, I wouldn't be one for saying that the farm. Yeah, I wouldn't be one for saying that the farm be turned around if they meet again.
No, not a chance.
Oh, I would on a fresh one. So we'll have a match bet when that possibly happens.
Lovely.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. I'd take Paddington on. Paddington against older horses, I'd take him on all day long for the rest of the season. He's probably only going to run once more. The only other time he's faced those older horses was John O'Connor, where he nearly got beat half a length, where he won half a length, but nearly got beat. And we all know John O'Connor is way better with a hood on. So
don't forget about Goodwood, Tom. Innsbruck, who went and won the Prix Jacques Lamar. Also battered by him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Apart from a couple
he did a bit of a moonwalk here.
Okay, so let's clarify this. If he runs against any 120 rated older horses, I'll take the one against him all day long. 113 and 114 rated and feckin' in Spiral who finished last. Yeah, best of luck with that. But I think when he's up against those better horses, I'd take him on.
Right, on to Thursday. Sky Bet Louder Stakes, 6 furlongs. Relief Rally, very impressive. I got told. I think we all got totally wrong with Beautiful Diamond, but the money came and it came in spades. Tom, she went off 7-2.
What we were saying was the price was wrong,
Yeah.
and we were happy to back her at that price. And the price was wrong. I think we were putting up for like 10s and 12s. And
went off 7-2.
Look, we got the value. Didn't pay the bills this time. But no, I think Relief Rally is a very good horse. But I saw a thing with Anthony Bromley, and he was doing a thing of why he bought her and stuff, which was really, really good. I think Tacitus put it up. Go find it on Twitter or wherever. I think it's on Tacitus Twitter. But your insights like that, I find it fascinating anyway. She's not that big, this filly. My feeling is that she's a 2-year-old. And I worry about her next year. You know, she's quick. She does stay well at this trip. And she's very precocious. But I worry about next year where she's going to go from.
Yeah. Sean, what about you?
Yeah, about the only thing we got right with Beautiful Diamond was the price. I was disappointed. I thought she was going to go through with a strong challenge, but she just faded away, I'd say, in the last 100 yards. The winner, Relief Rally, she's definitely a 2-year-old for me. She was very good. I mean, she had to come out and around them and get going, and she rattled to the line late. I'd be really interested to see her against the head horse if they come over for Newmarket at Cheveley Park. Ramachella or something like that, I think it is. It ran behind Van Dijk the last day. I think she's definitely the best 2-year-old filly around. I'd be interested to see them two against each other. But the Aidan O'Brien horse didn't run a bad race, and I think she stepped up and tripped. We might see her at 7 furlongs towards the end of the season. For her, for only a third run, I thought she ran very well there at York.
Nice. Yorkshire Oaks, 3:35 the same day. Aidan O'Brien won it, but he won it with the one I didn't think he'd win it. Warm Hearted beat Free Wind. Save the Last Dance was third. It was Dave first match bet of the season in the bag. Okay, it's about the only thing that was good about this race. Save Last Dance, look, she had a good pace. She just didn't really wasn't able to keep it going on that ground, but I think she ran a good race. Warm Hearted, Sean, she has some good form coming up into it. She had 3 wins coming into it this season. She was 5 lengths behind Save the Last Dance on different ground, but got the job done really well in the end.
Yeah, I was worried before going into this race at a pace angle, looking to see who was going to lead, and I really didn't expect Save the Last Dance. I didn't think she had enough pace to go and lead that field, but there was no messing about when she was kicked out the gates. And the winner, you were very suspect. I mean, before that, she took the Ascot race and it was all looking well, but then she went to the Curragh, and you'd have to now say if she runs on soft ground, she definitely doesn't go on it because she was so far below that day. But my God, she came on the absolute steal about 2 furlongs out here. James Doyle, he couldn't believe himself getting up to Ryan. And then she fought well. I mean, Free Wind comes. She's going to stay all the way to the line. She had the battle. I thought she was a bit vulnerable but then Free Wind got to her neck, and you can see her start to stretch out and put her neck down, and she really, really wanted it. A good winner, I think, as I said before, Save the Last Dance is going to have to go up and trip for me, I think, to see the best of her. And Warm Heart could quite well be the best of the 3-year-olds.
It's not mad how good Free Wind ran when they didn't have her 7 million lengths out the back. It's amazing what happens. Well. It's amazing. Tom, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think the ground made a difference there for Free Wind, but she definitely bounced back. Warm Heart was a good winner. And if you strike a line through the strange Irish Oaks, I would call it, her form's very good, and fair play to her. She looks like she's a very good horse. Save Last Dance, as we said on the show, needs soft ground and needs more of a trip than a mile 4. I think they might go to the Ledger.
Tom, I was thinking, what's the race in France? Isn't there a mile 6 race in France for fillies? I think on the Arc weekend.
Yeah,
I think that might be one.
The Prix de la Fillies.
The Prix de la, I haven't got a fucking clue. Yeah, that race.
Yeah. Prix de la Fillies.
That one on the head.
Prix de la, I'm drunk at that stage of the day. That race. Yeah.
The Prix de la, what's Willie run? No, not Willie. Aiden running in this.
Oh yeah, that one. But yeah, no, she needs to go up and trip, and she needs soft ground. Can I just be really, really boring here and jump back to Relief Rally? So as we were talking, I was just looking at her pedigree. She's by Kodiak, but there's one standout horse in her page, which is her half brother, Corapic, right? So Corapic was a good horse. Best racing post rate of 113. Won a Group 3 at Newcastle on the flat for
where does this go?
For Hugo Palmer.
I have no idea.
Was 5th in the Middle Park. So he was retired then at the end of his 3-year-old career, and he went off to stud. So he did very badly at stud.
This better be a good story, I swear to God.
This is good, right? So he had 5 runners on the track, and he actually bred a winner. He managed to breed a winner, right? Won 1 race. So the interesting thing about this is when I clicked on it, it comes up with his stallion page. But it also says declared Tuesday, 29th of August, 6:30 at Musborough, 5 furlongs, Shane Gray riding. You click on that race. I shit you not, lads. The same horse who went off to be a stallion is running in a 0-55 at Musselburgh on Tuesday.
Like racing.
He's now 9 and he's now rated 46.
When's the last time he ran?
He's been running for ages. He had 1,000 days off after 1,093 days off after his 3-year-old career, but he's been back running since September 2020. Started off.
Tell the viewers not to back that horse just in case.
Started off a mark of 98. He's now down to 42. Did he win a race? No, he was second. Oh, he won twice. He's been second, beating a neck.
Oh my God, we don't care.
Been second and up 3 times, but he hasn't won a race since he's been back. So yeah, Release Rally's page is rather interesting. There's not many stallions you see come back and they're now rated 42 and 9-year-olds.
2 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Anyway.
I find things like that interesting. That's why my controversial appearance, my thing would be boring, and I knew it would be unpopular. So Richard Hogan, shut up, Tom. See, I find these things interesting.
York 2:25 on Friday. Jesus Christ. Lonsdale Cup. Coltrane decided to stop being a teaser and had his day in the sun. Quick Turn became Slow Turn, and they decided to not ride him really fast and slow it up, quicken it up, then slow it up again, and try quicken it up again where he just can't. Baffles me what jockeys do. But anyway, Coltrane, Corge Mon Ami was second. John, take it away.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a little chat in the group chat after this race, and opinions were split. But I just think they upset Quick Turn a little bit. They got a couple of cheap lengths at Goodwood out of stalls, and then Tom kicked, and he was going to get a few more. Where today, Nate the Great went up for him the last day. They didn't hassle him, but they went along with him, and he was gonna have a horse beside him. And then, as you said, it was stop start, and he just wasn't able to get away. I think he has his day in the year where he gets that free lead and he shines in the sun, but it just doesn't happen too often. But back to Coltrane, he was a good winner. I thought Courage Mon Ami, I thought Frankie was a little bit far back. He gave them an awful lot of lengths to go and get them, but Coltrane got his day in the sun, and that Stairs division has chopped and changed all season. I couldn't tell you who the best of them is, to be honest.
I think the horses that'll just keep beating each other. I think, but
yeah.
Saying that though, I think Courage Mon Ami, I think he'll be a lot better horse next year. I
mean, that Kiprios will probably come back and batter them.
No, Kiprios will beat him with 3 legs. A lot of them.
Yeah.
If they wanted to put Vauban up and trip and win the Ascot Gold Cup, he'll probably win the Ascot Gold Cup next year if Kiprios isn't around. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it because I have enough flat. But yeah, I think Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, look, he got his Paul, that story was a bore. Thanks, Paul.
What?
So the 2 comments I got from that were "Shut up, Tom," and that story was a bore.
You got a nice one. You got a nice one, Thomas. Keep it up, pal. Good to hear someone can read a form book.
Thank you.
Don't need a form book when you pass an eye test.
Let's not get started. Let's not get started. I look, Coltrane finally got his day, didn't he? I thought he was much the best here. Yeah, and as you say, they're kind of old horses that will beat each other, so you wouldn't know what they'd do next time. Interesting story about Coltrane's half brother as well, but we'll save that one.
Oh no.
Deep pink. Kind of want to know now. He's not just saying I'm not telling you.
It's a breeding, isn't it, Tom? It's something,
Kind of want to know
something
now.
to do with Tom.
You know as well. No, not
Yeah.
that. But anyway, go on. Right.
Oh, he's related to Pimlico horse, isn't he, or something like that?
No. I'll tell you after. Living the dream in the Nunful.
You want to what?
Living the dream in the Nunful. I'm bringing it on that way for you.
Yeah, but we're not on that race.
Why? We're not doing more races, are we?
No, yeah, with the Jim Crack. Let's get to Jim Crack because no one cares. Living the dream, Tom.
Living the dream. Great scenes for Adam West. I didn't know that's what Adam West looked like. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, I suspecting some 6 foot tall fella built like a brick shit house. But no.
I expected a farmer. I don't know why. Yeah. I expect
when you hear Adam West, you think Batman.
I don't know why I thought farmer. Like
Sean's sitting there like Adam West, Batman's before your time. He was the first Batman.
Yeah, way before me.
National jockey farmer. That's what I had in my head. But no, Adam West is an Epsom lad by the sounds of it. So it's very good scenes. Even better shoes from Adam and one of the owners.
Suit was a bit big.
What's that?
The suit was a bit big.
Was the suit a bit big?
Oh yeah.
I didn't mind the suit. I thought he was rocking it, to be honest.
What do you think?
What do we think about the infamous kiss? Did you see all that on social media?
I didn't want to bring it up, but people, I don't know. I'm not saying nothing about it. I couldn't care less.
I think the difference is Sean Kiran was having the time of his life. The Spanish football player was not having the time of her life.
She did not enjoy it. He might have enjoyed it a small bit.
But I think, I'm joking there, obviously, guys. Harm's fun. The world's gone mad. The whole place is too PC. I can't deal with it anymore. But no, living the dream. I actually think this is going to have a chance in the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah.
Adam West said himself, and it makes sense with that gate speed. He said he reckons he's 10 pounds better around a bend, and that all adds up and makes sense. And I think they're going to go there now with that in their mind, definitely. And I'm really looking forward to that in Breeders' Cup night.
I think he could break level with the Americans. You know how good they are. He probably just looks good to the Englishmen.
He bolts the fucking gates now. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd be keen on that. Highfield Princess, as I said in the preview show, just doesn't win enough for me. Doesn't win enough. Runs really, really well. Just does not win enough. So,
I was a bit of a crate. Like Dave always touch on it. The handicappers coming up can always throw in a result in these sprints. I mean,
she's won 13 times.
Okay. At this level, has she won enough races in the last 2 seasons?
In Group 1, she won one, two. She won 3 Group 1s last season.
Okay. Yeah. And she got really well. We went through this before on her. She was really well placed to win those Group 1s. Really well placed. You look at this season. She's been go back to the Breeders' Cup even. She's been beaten a length from 3/4 into 4th. She's been beaten half a length into 2nd at York. Then in Group 1s, she's beaten 2nd a length to Bradswell, 3rd a length and a half to Cardem at Ascot as well. She's then won a Group 2, which she really couldn't lose, basically. And then she's gone and been 2nd again. I don't know. She's just... And she's got our favourite on her last 4 runs. Backing her at those prices, I couldn't back her.
I watched a good piece that Racing TV done with John Quinn, and he said himself that she takes about 2 to 3 runs to come to herself, and he only started learning about it about 2 years ago. And they did expect her to win, and look, most of us expect her to win on Thursday, Friday, whatever day it was. She just got outdone by an absolute speed bullet that had the race won halfway. Nothing else was getting into it. But yeah, look, I think she's a very good horse. I agree.
Good. Don't get me wrong. Facile Vega's very good. Just liable.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Here we go.
Just liable to one.
But I agree with the whole living the dream in America. I think that could be right up his alley. Where are we going now? What time was that? That was 3:35. We are going on to Saturday. We are going to Saturday. That would be yesterday, and that would be York. 3 o'clock, sorry. Duke York Stakes. The infamous Sean got his account closed because he got value at Kinross, and we all know why it really got closed. One for you, Sean.
I said this at the start.
Tell us how you are feeling right now. The fact that Thomas, that your account got closed because you got 3-1 on Kinross and no one else did.
No.
Let's tell us how you feeling. Value closes accounts.
That's not the bookies don't like us guys who sort of find winning bets. They're not a fan of us.
No. They don't like when you back 33-1 winners in France in your account and there's a lot of zeros next to it and stuff like that.
They don't like winning money.
That account stayed open after that bet. It was only after the Kinross bet that account.
That is true, Tom. I never looked at it that way. I never looked at it that way, Tom. Sorry.
It may have been gone through the courts for the last week and it was just lying idle, but we won't say anything about that.
No, they don't lie idle. Trust me. They don't lie idle. I've seen these in action from behind the scenes.
Back to Kinross. He was the good thing of the week now for me. I sent this into the chat. At one stage, he was 4.6 on the exchange. And I said to myself, he's either lost a leg or I'm going to do me nuts on him. And I went down the road to do me nuts on him. And
gamble responsibly and all that jazz.
100% gamble responsibly.
Sean said he's either lost a leg or I'm going to lose my 365 account.
No, he never thought about that side of it. If he had any sense, he would have went into a shop and done it in there.
I did the first one in the shop and then I seen 4.6 on the exchange and I said that's even better than what the shop is giving me.
No, but you have to think, how would your bet 365 get done then if you backed it on the exchange? Sean Dunn is scamming the public once again.
Listen to me. I was sitting there watching them and I'm watching them going down to the start and he was still 5-2 and I made him a 6-4 shot and at that point I said I'm going all in, gun ho, and now all the chips were pushed in and I was only too pleased to see Frankie doing this with 100 yards to go and I was doing my state man dance straight back over to the bookies to collect me winnings. This is a specialty.
Sean state man dance this morning. Fuck.
Yeah. I didn't even. Do you know what happened to me? I logged in and it just said your account is closed. Even better. Even better it was. But I mean, back to the race.
For a long walk after. You definitely went for a long walk after it.
I just laughed it off, but now when I come to Monday and I start looking the next week to have a bet, it's gonna hit me because I'm gonna be like, fuck, I've nothing to do this on. So it'll hit me then tomorrow, I'd say. But Kinross 7-4 long, that's his specialty. This was worth a heap of money, prize money. The prize money for this was really, really good for a grade 2. But he travelled on the steel. He just has too much tourning gear, and he's way better than all these. He'll probably go to, I don't know if he'll do the Doncaster meeting and then on to the foray, but he's a winning machine, and I won't be jumping off the bus anyways.
I think he's going to France and then he's going to Hong Kong or something like that.
Maybe, but he should take the beating in them anyways.
Tom, your thoughts on the account closer?
Look, fair play to Sean. I wanted to take this lad on, and Sean was full gung ho that he was going to win, and a man of his own convictions. He was a big price, and Sean made him 6-4 shot, so he got GSI, which I appreciate. That's a matter of my own heart. Well done.
Getting stuck into favourites.
Can't believe that closed your account now. Devastated for you. I don't know what else to say, really. I think we have to let the viewers in slightly onto this because
we didn't touch on it. We didn't touch on it last week.
So very long story short, and apparently my storytelling is not that good as we've been told. Short.
I'm going down to make a coffee of that in a minute.
No. We're going very simply. Got a tip for a horse off my good friend Nathaniel, who I run Pimlico with, the French master
wizard,
the French wizard, as Sean calls. And we just happened to be sat in Alfie's in our winning spot, and the horse was 33-1. The horse went off 11-1, and the horse won. And there were lots of drinks had, lots of phone calls made.
It was great. I'll throw him on as well. We went in to do it in the bookies, and funny enough, I wasn't allowed to have a bet in the bookies. I got refused. I apparently wasn't of age to have a bet. So that roiled me up. So when we won that bet, it was even nicer going back in. I tell you that, to hand in to say, "Give me my money, please."
Lots
You
of
couldn't because you're bar because you're too young.
You're too young. Returning the following day with electricity bills and proofs of address, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good
And
one.
the security not far behind.
Need that around there, all right. But it was very good. So that might have had something to do with Sean's 365 account.
Yeah, slightly.
Whoops.
Sorry,
not sorry. Anyway, the last one we're going to move on to is the Mile 6 bumper. Why I say bumper? Because just back Willie in the bumper. So absurd. Frankie Dettori, Willie Mullins beat John Gosling, Sweet Williams by half a length. Living Your Dream. Yushin Glenn back in fourth. This thing took half the year to get down to the goddamn start, but it was first past the post.
Yeah, I know. I just want to touch on. I know Dave was fuming about it as well. I'd be off of this as well. This was a joke with this horse, to be honest with you. I'm surprised it wasn't pulled. I think horses like this should be pulled. This horse probably took about at least 5-6 minutes more to get to the start than the rest. The rest were all behind the stalls, and it's a negative in a hot race like that. So many horses down at the start to be waiting around for him. I wouldn't agree with it. I think something should be done on it, and there should be a cut-off point, or you're given simply you can't be a certain time past and you can't run. But listen, he came out the stalls and he was home the quickest where it mattered. I thought it was a very good performance. He didn't go around Galway. He didn't jump the hurdles as well. He's probably going to stick to the flat now, I imagine. He was walloped by Vauban, 8 or 9 lengths at Royal Ascot. How good is he for the Melbourne Cup? You're probably looking now and saying to yourself, Sweet William, I thought he was really well in. I thought he maybe should have been sent a little bit. He should have been sent on a little bit sooner than where he was. I thought he'd stay all day. Maybe at the quicker ground. He just couldn't get to absurd. But listen, I think the two horses at the top of the market were there, and they ran through it themselves.
Tom, any thoughts?
No, just what Sean said there. I think I was really keen to take on Absurd as well. I got this totally wrong yesterday. And yeah, he won well, and I think that it just franks that Vauban form. Any of you do have a 365 account? I know Sean now doesn't have a 365 account.
It's a shame.
He is Vauban is best price 6-1 for the Melbourne Cup, and I still think there's some value in that price.
Is that in Bet 365?
Bet 365. If
that's the one you don't have there, Sean. I think I'll open one tomorrow.
Tom, we'll
have a bet on that tomorrow, Tom.
There's about 10 bets left in the account. That may be one of them. Vauban for the Melbourne Cup.
You want to make sure you hold on to those. I can't, Andrew. I've been through a few 365 accounts, unfortunately. They're all gone. But he's 5-1 with other bookmakers. I can see him being 2-1, 5-2. I think he's an absolute good thing for that race. Absolutely good.
If he's not drawn out in the car park, he should win.
I don't honestly. I don't even think it matters. He can tuck in, go around the outside, and he'll win.
The funny thing is, what happens if Aiden sends down that horse? Look, Tower of London. He's adamant of sending him down. Ryan has to ride him. Who's he going to let ride?
Frankie.
Yeah, but you'd be fuming being Ryan Moore. Imagine going down knowing you had that ride booked.
Yeah, Frankie. You'd have William Buick. You'd have whoever. No, or he'd probably stick some Australian on him. What's your man, McDonald?
Frankie said in an interview, he said to Willie, Melbourne's my last gig. Like, don't forget me. So I think if Ryan has to ride anything else, it'll be Frankie.
What odds would you say we'd get on Frankie turning up at Royal Ascot next year?
Even money.
20-1.
No, I'd say you're getting like even money, 6-4. I cannot see him return at all.
It depends on his personal life and how much that is making him want to retire. If you were gonna retire, you can't write this. You can't write this season he's had. It's mental.
Yeah, he had a good week.
And he's done it now. What else are you going to do? If you go back next year, it can't get any better than this.
But what's he going to do? What's he going to do when he stops? That's his problem.
He's got. Well, again, that's where the personal life comes into it. What does he want to do? Does he want to spend time with the kids, time with the wife, travel, I think travel was one of his things, actually.
He
he's
spent a lot of time in Colombia, I'd say.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know why. Colombia is not really top of my list, but
yeah, I think Pablo Rain resides down there somewhere.
That's the best thing then.
You know what I'm on.
Lads call me Pablo Rain, and it's hilarious, I think, anyway.
We won't get into why we call him Pablo Rain, but it's not what you think it is.
Nothing to do with that.
It's not what you think it is. We just take the piss out of it.
Somebody says there, would you guys bring Vovan back over hurdles or keep him exclusively in bumpers? I'd keep him exclusively in bumpers if he was mine. What are you going to do? Run around, finish third or fourth in the champion hurdle? Like,
if
he'd be a flat horse. He's a cup horse for next year.
Yeah, if he's doing what he's doing there, you stick him to that, and then you see how he does in the Melbourne Cup, and then if all is well, you go Ascot Gold Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you win a lot of money. Serious accusations, Andrew. Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Actually says scurrilous accusations.
Like, I don't have my glasses on, sorry. Scurrilous. I don't have my glasses on, I can't see him. But yeah, that is what? Go on.
Are we done?
We're done. That's us done for another week. And don't forget, Glistian Events have their Cheltenham Festival and Dublin Racing packages available. All you have to do is contact them on VIP@GlistianEvents.com and use the code TFL. TFL? No, it's not. It's the Finish Line 5. And really need to put on my glasses to get 5% off each package. That's us done. We are back on Wednesday with a weekend preview. And on Sunday,
I think it's this Sandown. I think Sandown's on this weekend.
On Wednesday, we will be back with our Cheltenham Festival flops or knots for the season ahead. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you Wednesday for our Cheltenham Festival flops or not video.